soon, or not?
Yeah. Prehab.
Rehab from what?
It's a prehab.
Oh, prehab. Okay, there you go.
So obviously, if you could get started with, I mean, the positional battle, it's coming right down to it, and a few days away, and it's two of you guys in there. If you could talk about how it's gone internally and what you both have done to put you in a position to see time this weekend.
Well, it's what I've been through almost 20 practices now for me. So that's I mean, it's a lot, but it's also not, trying to pick up a whole offense. So I'm just learning every day. Really every day you just got to go in there with the mindset, I'm learning something new today, because you got to, it is like a simple offense, but with all the little intricacies in it, it is pretty complicated. So that's what I'm just trying to work on now.
What's the most complicated part of it?
Just knowing to run what against what look. There's only a couple things we have, but against this look we want this, against this look we want that. What to check to on this, what to check to on that, stuff like that.
Although it is, a matter of competition between at least, you three guys, it's still a fairly supportive relationship between you three?
Absolutely, yeah. Ford's moving in tomorrow. I think he's my new roommate now. So, we're good friends, and Paul off the field, we're all good friends. So.
How's this quarterback battle been different or the same from the one you had at Florida State?
It's competition, it's Division I football, you're going to get that. So I'm just, I'm not, and I don't really look at it as battling against them. I'm battling against the defense, no matter what one of the other guy does, you still got to do your job. So you got to do good against the defense.
What's it going to be like taking the field as a Mountaineer for the first time on Saturday?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. We had like our mock game this past Saturday, and we sang Country Roads after it. I'm pretty excited for that, but we got to take care of business first before we can sing. So I'm excited.
How about the personalities of the quarterbacks? Just give us a little insight what you guys are like, maybe off the field, who's the funniest, different things about you guys.
We're all pretty different. I'd say I'm a mixture between Ford and Paul. They're two different guys. Ford's a funny guy, Paul's more reserved. I'm probably right in the middle, I would say. But it's a good combination. We all get along pretty well.
And your dad's going to be in Pittsburgh on Monday. Yeah, so you? Okay, I just wanted to know, yes.
Yeah, I'll get up there. I'll be able to see the game, see some of my old teammates. So that'll be good.
And he'll be watching you on Saturday?
On TV, but he won't be here. Yeah.
For you, one of the things Shannon talked about was kind of getting the call thing too. I mean, is that something that you still are kind of feeling your way through? Do you feel completely comfortable with that?
I'm feeling more comfortable with it. You asked me that a week ago, maybe not, but every practice you learn so much, and so now I'm pretty comfortable with that. I feel more and more comfortable every day, so that's a good thing.
Was it just an overload when you got here? I mean, I know we got a chance to talk to you fairly early on in the summer. I mean, what was that like getting just immersed right into this, and can you compare how far you've come from the start?
Yeah, it's definitely two different, from back then to what I am now. I've learned so much more since then. I learned something every day. Pile that on to 20 practices, that's a lot to learn. So.
How can you not bring starters in here? How can you not bring starters?
I don't know what he's talking, but I was going to ask you, it's been one thing trying to get yourself acclimated to the Mountaineer system and stuff, but it must be some sort of a comfort when you come into a different environment and you know the town so well.
Yeah, definitely. I had friends, growing up here that I'm still friends with now, and I hang out with them all the time. But so it's definitely good to have a familiar base where I am. So.
Keep bragging yourself a little bit. I mean, what are you doing well? What is it about you that kind of has put you in this position? What's your strength?
I mean, just taking what they give me. We got pretty good guys around me, and I'm just distributing them the ball, and they're the ones that make me look good. I just distribute it to them.
Can you talk about those guys a little bit, the receivers, and what you've seen out of them, and obviously, especially, I guess if we could start with Nikhil, him being able to step up and earn that spot as a freshman.
Nikhil was a pleasant surprise for me when I first got here. When I was trying to pick schools and everything, I'm trying to look at the wide receivers and what they had. I didn't know about him, but I do know about him now. He's definitely a pleasant surprise, along with all the guys. Sticks, Ivan McCartney just come back. He's looking great out there. Kevin White, Ronnie Carswell, KJ Meyer just stepped up. From top to bottom, Mathis. All the guys. So.
Did that depth surprise you? I mean, did you know that you had this many guys?
No, it definitely surprised me. And some of the guys we got in from JUCO, they helped in. you know, Mario and all the guys. But you know, it definitely surprised me, and you know, that's a good thing. So.
Have you seen from KJ that sort of hunger, that desire to get out there and actually be making plays after sitting back and watching other guys do it for so long?
KJ is a very smart player. Maybe too smart for his own good. Yeah, he needs to go out there and keep playing. He's doing a great job. You know, he's probably one of the guys who's surprised us most this camp. He's done a great job, and he's going to continue to do that. So I'm excited for him.
You got to explain that. What's that mean? Too smart for his own good?
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he's a very smart kid. He just needs to quit overthinking and just go out there and keep playing. So.
How about running back wise? I mean, how much easier does that make life for you guys when you don't have just one or two, but 4 running backs back there?
Depth, you know. I guess last year they didn't have that. You know, they had to put Tavon back there, so which worked out well. But you know, they got depth now, and you know, so that's always a positive.
Dana said his leash on Saturday might be decided by what kind of mood he's in. So, you know, as you go out there and series to series, whether it's you starting or coming in, how does that affect you? How tough is it just to focus on the play at hand and not worry that if you make a mistake or two?
Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, it's what it is. So you got to deal with it. You just got to go out there and, you know, compete against the defense. If you're doing your job, then you're doing your job. If not, then that's college football. So.
Have you learned his moods yet?
I've learned his practice moods. I haven't learned his game moods, and I heard those are pretty fun. So I'm excited to see those. So.
Highly caffeinated.
Yeah.
What's the dynamic with you and Paul right now? I mean, knowing that you two are both listed, one of you or the other one on the depth chart. How is it to be in that room with him every day? You know, behind center, alternating off in practice. What's the dynamic like?
I mean, I'm used to it. I've done it before in the past. Competing, you know, competing is competing, and you're going to be used to it. It's not like you're going to. When coach turns his back, you're going to take a hammer to his kneecaps or anything. You know, it's friendly competition, and you know, both of us want the job, and so we're just going to do what we have to do on the field.
So if Paul's knees are broken, we come to you?
Yeah, probably. You know, my mom.
How much work have you guys gotten in on William and Mary? What do you know about them? What have you seen out of them so far?
Yeah, we've watched the film on them already, and I've got film on my iPad. Watched that tonight. You know, they're a good team. They do some stuff on defense that we got to be ready for. So, quality opponent.
What is it defensively? I mean, what have you seen from them defensively in terms of scheme, in terms of things that you might need to look out for?
They lost it. Their cornerback last year was a second-round draft pick. So I mean, you know, they get guys. You know, they have some players. I know they got a middle linebacker's pretty good. They got some guys up front, and the secondary is going to be good. You know, returning the safety was pretty. You know, who might cause some havoc back there. So they got some personnel, and they do some things scheme-wise that, you know, we just got to be ready for. So.
Outside of scoring touchdowns, what's the biggest thing you want to accomplish on Saturday outside of winning and scoring touchdowns?
Winning. Just want to win, go out there, compete, and you know, I'll be able to enjoy it afterwards, hopefully. You know, the moment, but you know, I can't really get caught up in it. You know, first game back home, you know, dream school, all that. You just got to get out there and play. So I'm excited for it.
What's the ticket situation like for you this weekend?
I got some family coming up. There's going to be a lot. Where will there be a lot? Maryland. There'll be a lot of Maryland. But this week, I'm using them all, but maybe a couple more. But not too crazy.
Did you have to beg and borrow at all?
Not this week. Maryland, I'm already scrapping around trying to exchange stuff for other. So.
You were adamant when you first made the decision to come here. Dana didn't promise me anything. I know that I'm going to have to work for it. How has the competition been compared to what you may have anticipated when you first got here?
I mean, it's like it is. He said he's not promised you anything. You got to work for it. If he would have handed it to me, that would have been nice. But, no, I just got to keep grinding every day, keep learning, and that's what I'm doing. So.
You mentioned Ford moving in as your roommate. I mean, obviously, when quarterbacks fall to third, that's the one position where guys tend to leave at some point. But obviously, he's sticking it out here. Can you kind of speak to his mindset?
Ford, it's not even like he's. I wanted to say he's third. It's just right now we got to figure out who's one. Mm-hmm. And we had to cut some reps because you can't really rep 3 quarterbacks and what we're trying to do. Ford's he's going to be a good quarterback. He's big physical guy, and he's going to be a good quarterback. So he just doesn't need to get discouraged by it. And I don't think he is. So yeah,
Shannon said he was a little angry, but in a good way. Like you would want a guy to not
hungry.
be thrilled with that.
Hungry would probably be a better word. So he's going to come. He's going to compete, and that's what we were happy to see, that he was angry by it, not just relax, like, okay, whatever, I'll just chill for the next 2 years. He's mad and he's trying to get better, so proud of him.
Thanks, man.
Is there pressure that comes with the situation you guys, you and Paul, find yourselves in right now? And is that competition healthy? I mean, can you kind of use that to spark each other?
Repeat that again?
Is there pressure that comes with it? I mean, let's say you're the first guy out, he's watching, you throw a touchdown. I mean, kind of pushes him to want to go out and do the same.
Well, it's pretty much what we do in practice. You know, you can't really worry about what the other guy's doing. You got to worry about what you're going to do against the defense. You know, do you look at it? Yeah, in the back of your mind, you think about it, but you got to really try and block it out. That's just one of those things you got to handle internally.
One more question.